Exocrine Pancreatic Insufficiency is when your pancreas cannot send out enough of the pancreatic enzymes into your duodenum, leading into your intestines. And when you take food and you eat it, you chew it, that is one of the first easiest ways to break down some of the food, and the enzymes in your mouth start to work right away. But macronutrients, which are the larger nutrients, are more readily absorbed by your body using the enzymes. Specifically fats is malabsorption, or just not enough absorption of your fat from your food, which in turn leads to problems where you can't absorb the vitamins, the fat-soluble vitamins, which are vitamin A, vitamin D, vitamin E, and vitamin K. This in turn leads to malnutrition where because you're not absorbing vitamin D, for example, you're not absorbing the calcium for your bones, leading to osteoporosis and other major issues like fractures after that. And the main enzyme involved in all this is called pancreatic lipase, which is responsible for about 90% of the lipid or fat breakdown in your body, which is a big source of energy as well. There's two other enzymes too involved that are called amylase and protease that also help in the breakdown of other items. Symptoms that you'll typically see are going to be weight loss, abdominal pain, diarrhea, gas, steatorrhea, which is excessive fat in the stool, which when you see it in the commode or the toilet, you actually see that it floats because there's so much fat in there, and even nauseousness. The main causes that you're going to see are going to be either direct causes, pancreatic, or the non-direct pancreatic causes. The biggest pancreatic direct causes are going to be cystic fibrosis, and then we see chronic pancreatitis and any other obstruction, either from a tumor, cancerous, or anything else that's going to block the pancreatic duct itself. From the non-direct pancreatic causes, you'll see things like the celiac, involving the gluten, sensitivities or allergies, Crohn's, ulcerative colitis, and you'll also see the frequency of how common each of these are listed on the screen here too. Non-medical treatments involve stopping smoking because the calcification of the pancreas, which is essentially the thickening of the pancreas, makes it less flexible, which can also lead to more obstructions. Abstaining from alcohol is another because it's been found to lead to a decline in pancreatic function. And dietary restrictions are not really the newer way of doing things anymore. In the old days, they told you to limit fat, but now they've seen that this actually leads to malnutrition because of, again, the vitamins A, D, E, and K that our bodies do need. So instead, they recommend normal fat diet with the focus on the steatorrhea, which is the fat floating in the toilet. And even more newer research actually suggests that higher, healthier fats should be taken. Olive oil, nuts, and cheese, for example. Now, it's important to note that the medical treatments, which are the PERT drugs, do not actually treat and heal the long-term condition of EPI, but they do make you feel better and healthier in the short term. They do help the absorption of the vitamins, fat-soluble vitamins. And there's two ways to base the medication, the weight-based and the diet-based, but weight-based dosing is much easier, even though the diet-based ingested fat is a lot more accurate. But you imagine that trying to measure the amount of fat on every single thing that you eat is kind of difficult, even though it's more accurate. So we just kind of stick with weight-based dosing. And the important thing is to start with a lower dose over a few days. Make sure that your prescriber is slowly increasing the dose, titrating up slowly, because we do want to make sure that we are using the lowest dose that we need. A couple of important things to note is that the PERT drugs, when they're given with a higher healthy fat diet, actually make the medications work a lot better. And another thing is to actually take smaller, more frequent meals instead of large, high-calorie meals, which is better for you anyway, especially if you're complaining of that steatorrhea that we talked about. Now, it is important to note that the sources of these medications are porcine, which is pork, pigs. So, anything with allergies to these items or any other reasons that you do want to stay away from pig products, pork products, would also include these medications to be stayed away from as well. All the medications except for Relizorb are able to be mixed with a slightly acidic food to make it easier to swallow, like applesauce. And a few tips keep in mind is that limiting the amount of fiber can actually make it harder for you to digest what you consume. And sipping any type of water, hydrating liquids actually help the digestion and the breakdown of the enzymes itself. And like we discussed, to try to limit the amount of alcohol, which can affect the pancreas directly, as well as smoking, of course. And as of this recording, February 2020, it's been released by the manufacturer that pancrease has been granted a 3-year shelf life now. So, using this time to time, this might be something to consider as well. So, hope you guys enjoyed this. I'm going to look forward to making more videos and you guys learning from that Simply Explained as well.